Hey guys, my disembodied hands are back and I'm here to talk to you about backstory. So for today's creative writing lesson, we're going to talk about characters that do things because they are motivated by things that happened in their past. Now, in the story How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the book and the cartoon doesn't show the Grinch's backstory and why he hates Christmas so much, which is why I love the live action movie because they give a really great scene, which you just saw, about why the Grinch hates Christmas, and you start to sympathize with the bad guy. Technically, he's kind of a good guy in the end. He's kind of the main character in the story, but like I said in the past, the main character or the protagonist doesn't always have to be the good guy. It can also be the bad guy. And but the thing is that the writer who creates the character wants your audience or your reader to like that character in some way or sympathize with the character. That means that you can relate to him. So like I can relate to the Grinch because, I was also made fun of in school and I don't like certain things because of how that made me feel. So right here, I'm going to just point out, I wrote right here, villains don't typically start out as bad. All right, isn't that interesting? So we saw the Grinch when he was a kid, and he was a good kid. He did like Christmas because, there was a special girl that he liked, and he wanted to give her a really nice gift, but of course he was bullied because of it, and therefore he didn't want anything to do with Christmas, and that is why it made him so bitter when he ran away. All right, now, a big event that takes place to cause that emotion. So in the story, the Grinch was really sad because, he wasn't just made fun of, but this big event that happened was he responded angrily. Okay, that's the big event. And so he started to destroy all the Christmas things, and everybody was still laughing at him and still being mean to him. So that big event was the one thing that made him run away. And here's the sad part, no one came after him. That's something I want to take note of, is sometimes villains, when the big things happen, it's because nobody's there to help and they are left to grow up by themselves and not have any help to make them feel better. So that event will determine their choices in the story. Now, I want to make sure that you understand that when you think of a villain and everything that they do, it's because of that backstory. So the story makes sense. It has to do with a Christmas story because the event took place on Christmas or around Christmas time. So if the event was sometime in school when he was being bullied, like during the summertime, it wouldn't make sense why he would hate Christmas later and why the story would be about Christmas time. So of course, those events have to relate to each other in some way. So here's what I want you guys to do. Today's lesson is going to be kind of short. The video is not going to be very long because I want you to decide what the Grinch's backstory is. Now, what you can do, since you've already seen the video, you can rewrite what you just saw. So we can start out with this prompt. I want you guys to get out your manuscripts, make sure that your information is written down, write today's date, don't worry about page numbers because I really don't know where we're at anymore, but write your name, my name, the class title, which is CW, and the date. And today, I believe, is the 2nd of December. So please write that down if you haven't already. For this, because you're going to be writing a lot of information, you're not going to skip lines today. I want you to keep everything on one paper, on one page. And so you'll write as I do. Now, here is your prompt. I'm going to write it down now so you can write it along with me. I'm going to indent, okay? And I'm going to write the Grinch. I'm going to uppercase Grinch because that's the name. Hated Christmas. Okay, good start. Period. All right. Now, for my second sentence, I'm going to start over here because I'm still in the same paragraph. But he didn't always hate it. Okay, period. It all started when. Now I'm going to stop right there because I want you guys to finish. You're going to, if you have space on this line, you're going to keep writing whatever it is that you want to write and keep going. But if you're going to add some dialogue, remember, you're going to put an indent and you're going to start your dialogue here, okay? And you're going to keep going. You can add dialogue. So what you can do is you can rewrite what you just saw in the video, okay? But I want you guys to be really good in your descriptions. You're going to write down senses, so sight, hear, smell, touch. I want you to pull me into the story. So remember what you saw. We noticed that there were Christmas cookies involved. The Grinch totally ate the glass plate. So those are sensations that we have. You also have what you see, smell, hear, those things, reactions. Remember, the Grinch responded in a very specific way. He was angry. Now you can't say he was angry. All right, that's too obvious. I want you guys to show reactions like, he picked up the tree and he threw it across the room. When someone throws something, obviously they are angry, okay? So I want you guys to show me what's going on. Also, he was sad. So you can say that he started crying, or he said, "I hate Christmas." Give me those details. Give me dialogue. Give me something that really pulls me into the story that I can relate to, because I've heard and experienced those things before. Okay, so it would make me relate and sympathize with your character. Now, if you want to, though, you can change the story. You can totally fan fiction it and change the whole backstory in its entirety, but it still has to be Christmas related. You have to have the same characters, obviously, so it can make sense to the storyline. All right. Also, like, if you have a backstory, the characters involved should be the characters in the story. Meaning, like, you can't have extra characters like, let's say, because I know Isaac would love this, you can't have Paul Walker show up, all right, in your backstory and then not have Paul Walker in the actual Grinch story, okay? So I want you guys to make it make sense, all right, if that makes sense. And then also, because we've learned this, you're going to also think about point of view and perspective. So you have first person or third person limited or third person omniscient. What I like about the backstory part is that because Cindy is talking to lots of different people, we get lots of different perspectives. You get the one from the mayor, you get one from Martha, you get one from the two grannies who took care of him, okay? So that's actually third person omniscient, because we see everything in that perspective. But you only see everything that they've noticed that the Grinch was doing. So we saw everything. So you can decide how to write this, okay? You can write different characters, or you can just write about the Grinch, okay? So make sure that's consistent, add lots of details, and I'm really excited to read about these when I come back. Who knows when that will be at this point, but I'm really glad that you guys are doing this and things are running smoothly. So anyway, have a great Thursday, guys. You will see my hands tomorrow and we will keep on writing. Bye-bye.